Hello and welcome back to TCG Dreamlands. Today we're talking about Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond The Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. So, as probably a lot of you know, because they talked about it a long time ago, there's going to be serialized cards in the set, and specifically this, the One Ring, serialized 1 of 1. And for a long time I thought that was going to be the only serialized card in the set. I thought they were just putting all their eggs in one basket, but apparently not. They actually have a bunch of other serialized cards in the set as well, specifically Soul Rings, different variations of Soul Ring. So if we come down here, we can see, well, this is a bigger picture actually. We can see the different artworks. So there's going to be 3 different artworks, and they're different versions of the card. So you have if we come down here, you can see 300 serialized Elven rings. So there's they're limiting the number of non-serialized as well. So there's going to be 3,000 non-foil, non-serialized, and then there's going to be 300 foil serialized Elven soul rings. Then we have Dwarven soul rings, 7,000 non-serialized and 700 serialized. And then human soul rings, 9,000 non-serialized and 900 foil serialized soul rings. So very cool. Not only do they have the One Ring, which is going to be a 1 out of 1, and then of course they have lots of non-serialized versions of the One Ring, and then they are going to have soul rings, and they're limiting both non-serialized and serialized versions. So the one you're going to want is probably that Elven ring, the 300 out of 300. That's going to be a good one. So more than just the One Ring going to be serialized in the set. Very cool. So more chase. If the One Ring gets found, you know, there's still other high value cards in the set. That's good. That's something that's key, because the way that it was before they said that there was going to be other serialized cards, the whole idea was like, if someone finds the One Ring like right off the bat, then boxes would just be worthless essentially. So they had the foresight that they're not doing that. You know, they have other serialized cards in the set. Very cool. So the set, I also want to say the set, you know, back before they started releasing more spoilers, I thought that the whole gimmick with the set was the One Ring, but it appears that the set is actually not bad. There's a lot of good cards in the set, and Wizards is predicting it to be the best-selling set probably since Double Masters 2022. They're expecting it to sell very well, and because of that, if we keep skimming down, I'll go slow through this if you want to read this. Borderless lands, borderless, what are they calling them? Scenes? Scene cards, land cards, very cool. Minas Tirith, that's cool. And then you have like the showcases have like ring kind of artwork, border, Nazgul, very cool. Now, collector boosters. So collector boosters are obviously the big ticket item. So you have non-foil Elven Ring, less than 0.1%. The Dwarven non-foil, 0.25%, less than 0.25%. Non-foil Human Soul Ring, less than 0.3%. And so based on, they told us the number of these cards, and then they gave us the probability of pulling one. So based on those two numbers, you can actually calculate the number of packs that they printed. Essentially, this is per pack, I'm assuming, these pull rate percentages. So based on those two values, you can calculate the number of packs that they're making, and they printed a lot of this set. It is definitely not short printed. They printed the full amount that they usually print. You know, they've been doing that for every set recently. They're just printing as much as they possibly can, and if it doesn't sell well, then that's kind of on the LGSs. They're just taking an L. So not surprising that Wizards, you know, is printing as much as they can possibly get away with. But if we keep scrolling, very cool full art lands. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. past the set boosters, past the draft boosters, past the jumpstart garbage, past the bundles. Where is it? Man, it's way down here. They're giving out a lot of detail. Commander decks, that's cool. Bunch of different commander decks. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. Special edition collector boosters. So, ever since serialized cards came out, there was the question of what happens if they want to do a reprint? And people were like, well, do they just not print every serialized card and then they print more and then they print those specific serialized cards when they do a reprint? Well, now we have our answer. What they did was they printed all of the serialized cards in the first print run, and what they did was it's kind of ridiculous. They're basically already announcing a reprint and the set hasn't even come out yet. But what they're doing is, if you look, where do they say it? Okay, so in addition to the June 23rd release, on November 3rd, we're releasing with special scene boxes and the Collector Boosters Special Edition. All right, now the special editions, here it is down here. Special Edition Collector Boosters do not contain serialized cards, including the Elven, Dwarven, Human, and the One Ring. Serialized Elven, Dwarven, and Human Soul Rings can only be found in some non-special edition Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth collector boosters. So all of the serialized cards are going to be in what releases in June, and it's actually less than 2 weeks, or like a little over 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. It's the 23rd. It's coming out. So, yeah, actually a little over 2 weeks, just under 3 weeks. All right, anyways, so the serialized cards, they did all of the serialized cards in the initial print run. Now, these are not going to have serialized cards of the One Ring or any version of Soul Ring. What they are doing is there's going to be a special foil treatment. Where does it say that? I read it somewhere on here. I read the full article earlier. It's going to have, oh, here it is. Special edition of collector's boxes with a new type of foil treatment you'll have to wait to see. So, no serialized cards of the serialized cards coming out in this set. But, here's the thing. If you saw the video I posted the other day having to do with collector booster boxes and the fact that every collector booster box that does not have a lottery card in it has just crashed in value. So my theory is, this is my working theory, because of the fact that they have, obviously I was stated before that this is the amount coming out on the 23rd is a full print run. They didn't hold back it at all. It's a full print run. There's well over 200,000 collector booster boxes that they're coming out with. So they came out with a full print run, and then several months later, they're doing an additional print run. So it's been a huge problem recently that Wizards has just been overprinting everything, right? And we know for a fact that this set, they printed just as much as they've been printing for every other set. And they're already announcing a reprint before the sets even come out now. So my working theory is that there's going to be something in these. If they don't want these to crash, because there's already going to be, the market's going to be flooded. They've been overprinting every set, and they arguably have overprinted Lord of the Rings. And so if they have come out with that much, and then they're going to come out with more, if they don't want these to crash, there's got to be something in these besides just a special new type of foiling. You see what I'm saying? If the only way to keep these from crashing in value is if there's something of high value, high chase card, very rare, high value card. There has to be something in these. So what is it going to be? Is it going to be different serialized cards? That kind of seems to be the thing that they're going with recently. They're just doing serialized cards with, you know, half the sets that they've come out with in the last year. You know what I mean? So it's like, is there going to be different serialized cards in this set? Is it going to have, you know, something else where it may not be serialized, but it's something of comparable rarity? something like the red neon ink from Kamigawa, you know what I mean? Something of the same rarity that is going to be of comparable value to a serialized card. That is my theory. There's got to be something other than just a special foil treatment. You know what I mean? So that is my prediction. If you haven't heard about these, well, now you do. Now you have. So special new foil treatment, and possibly something better. I mean, I'm sure they'll have more spoilers and stuff as we get closer to November 3rd, the release for these. I mean, there's got to be something. So make sure to subscribe. I'll keep you updated on this. Make sure to subscribe if you want to keep with the updates, and I'll see you guys in the next video.